So what if skateboards could give hope? What if skateboards could stop the cycle of poverty? That's what I'm here to talk about. What if skateboards and a skateboard ramp could build sustainable community projects for kids all over the world? I know it's a bold statement to say skateboards can change the world, but it's not just about skateboards. It's about a concept that empowers kids to learn and master skills and values such as respect, self-esteem, perseverance, and peer acceptance. So I want to tell you a story. No, I don't want to tell you how old I am, sorry. I'll say 10 years ago, because I've been doing this for a long time. I went to visit my godmother. There she is. She supports skateboarding. She doesn't skateboard. And I went and I brought along socks, oh yeah, toothpaste, toothbrushes, oh, chocolate, can't live without that, and a whole bunch of other things that you can't find in a third world country. And I happened to bring a skateboard. I know I don't look like much of a skateboarder, but I actually have a passion for skateboarding and the culture of being free. So just to give you perspective about how hard it is in Cuba, an average family of 4, 2 adults, 2 kids, gets rations per month of 1 chicken per month, 10 kilos of white rice, 5 kilos of beans, and 1 kilo of powdered milk for kids under 8. So if you were 9, no milk. But education and medical services are all free, and that's awesome. And one of the things that is really cool also is that the population of kids from 0 to 19 is actually 4 million, 1/3 of the population. And the average income is only $19 per month. So for example, a street sweeper with a broom makes $17 per month, and a brain surgeon makes $22 per month. So not much has changed with the trade embargo the last 56 years, except that the penetration of North American culture is on the rise, and of course brought on by visitors, tourists, businessmen, who bringing with them materials and items, and of course, ideas, just like skateboarding. So one day I was doing a triple 360 pop flip. No, I wasn't. I don't do those. I actually was just riding the street, just like this one, trying to avoid the potholes, somewhat like the potholes around here. And I noticed a boy that was watching me really intensely. So I kind of called him over and I said, hey, let's get talking here, what's up? And he says, what is that? And he points at the skateboard. I'm like, skateboard? And I couldn't explain to him in Spanish. I didn't even know if there was a word that existed. So for the next 3 hours, guess what I did? I taught him how to skateboard. Now, right away, I could tell he had a lot of talent. So at the end of the session, I decided to give him my skateboard. I mean, not that I was going to use it much, but on one condition, that he share it with all his friends so they could all learn the joy of skateboarding. So imagine, 1 boy, 1 skateboard, 15 friends. Do the math. And that's where we get here. It's very important to do your math. So skateboard statistics. How many of you here have skateboards? Ooh, nice. Okay, we're going to go pop some wheelies after. Well, believe it or not, $4.8 billion worth of skateboards are sold in North America every year. In Cuba, 0. Skateboarders in Canada, 700,000. That's an estimate. There could be more. In Cuba, 15 years ago, there weren't any. But I actually met 100, and we estimate there's about 250. Skate parks with permission, by the way, to skate, not the ones you're not allowed. Worldwide, there are 2,400 and growing. In Canada, 248. And in Cuba, guess what? Since last year, 1 skate park in Havana on top of it. So Canadian kids developing businesses out of skateboarding, like stickers and T-shirts and blogs and all those types of wonderful entrepreneurial businesses, well, thousands. And in Cuba, 0. So there's actually a potential to develop the market because there is a need, and all is missing are resources. So fast track 10 years back to the future today, I want you to meet Yohani Perez, who is the top skateboarder in Cuba. So in the last 3 years, there's been such a demand for skateboarding that we had to build a skate park. We created and developed skateboard after-school programs for kids, all this with no budget, using the environment as is. And of course, used boards, helmets, which by the way, she should have worn one, and a gear donated by some really awesome people. So what are we trying to impact? Well, the idea that we all here can create hope, a dream to foster leadership for kids just like Yohani and his students too. That we could build trust between youth and community, and by collaborating to build skate parks and skateboard programs all over Cuba. So I'm really happy to tell you that there's something really awesome happening right here in Quebec with First Nations Foundation. So the harsh reality of that is that youth on the reserves have a very difficult life. First of all, First Nations are the poorest population in Canada. And there's a need for all kinds of resources. A lot of them don't have jobs. They don't have a gym for pickup basketball. They can't get to a cinema because there's lack of transportation. So there's a necessity to actually create some activities for them. But one thing they do have is a lot of roads and the potential to create simple ramps. And of course, get skateboards. So what's really cool is the initiative with First Nations is that we're going to try to create these pilot projects for these kids so they could actually learn to become what? Not skateboarders, but they could become business owners. They can become master carpentry carpenters. They can become designers. And they can work together and even become internet geeks, because they could build and put this all onto websites and upload their art, their skateboard designs, and sell it worldwide. We can empower these kids in order for them to be able to do what? Sustain their livelihood. Man, they could dream even bigger. They can become entrepreneurs and stop the cycle of poverty. All the things that we can do together and collaborate would help these kids. So let's give them a chance to learn and conquer skills and reuse, recycle, and revolutionize skateboards and helmets and become free of their poverty. And just think for a second, what can you do, or what we can do, to empower one person to make them feel really good about what they do by donating a gift, time, knowledge of something that we love. It doesn't have to be skateboards, it could be anything. And I hope that Skateboards for Hope ignites the spark within you to build a dream out of wood, metal, and sheer sweat. And let's do it all together. Let's shred taboos and give hope to kids. Thank you.